Hi, welcome to She Spice. So, the Sonya Massey episode just got significantly more convoluted. Sonya's mom uncovered that the police realized about her emotional well-being condition, but they actually decided to utilize forceful power. And that is not all. Her child likewise made a stunning disclosure. As per him, the cop who fiercely ended the existence of his mom knew her I'm sorry what. That reality changes all that I imply, that focuses towards an arrangement, and clearly, there may be a reality to it, all things considered, since Sean's better half and Sonya evidently knew one another, and At this, the main explanation, Sean had some work since his sweetheart's father put in a good word for him, protected to say Isabel's got the power in the relationship. And if Sonya effectively annoyed her then, at that point, Sean could have brought things into his own hands. So are people truly. On to something here. Did Sean truly barge into that home with an evil arrangement? Did the police set Sonya up? We should figure it out. So we going to remain mid-bosom? This act. It's only a hypothesis. This is only a hypothesis. We going to update you all as it go. However, it appeared off-putting to me that she didn't have garments on and something was happening outside her home. The police knew all that, you see, the day Sonya dialed 911, alarming them of a gatecrasher in the house, wasn't whenever she first rang up the specialist. Evidently, in the days paving the way to the appalling occurrence, a few crisis calls had been made from Sonya's home. In one of the calls, Sonya's mom, Sonia Massie, told specialists that her little girl was experiencing a psychological episode down also. I don't need you folks to hurt her. It was around 9:00 a.m. Also, Sonya was on the roads hollering as per Donna at the point when she lashes out, she thinks everyone's after her like distrustful schizophrenic, and that is not all it appears, as though Donna was very much aware of the issues that could emerge and she was stressed for her child young ladies. Security, which is the reason she explicitly asked the specialist to not send a biased official in another call, a lady who didn't distinguish herself, said that individuals needed to hurt her, and afterward. A day after the fact, Sonya herself settled on another decision, providing details regarding a neighbor who had hit her with a block anyway. A sheriff's representative met her at the emergency clinic since she had gone there to get clinical treatment. After the call, she told the official the same tale about the neighbor and that she had likewise broken a window in an endeavor to move into the vehicle to move away. Sonya additionally alarmed the official that she had as of late been set free from a psychological well-being office, and that previous that day, a cop endeavored to run her off the street. I'm sorry, precisely what was happening here? Well, this is where Sonya's child comes in. Her family has been focused on getting reality out there. They have been holding press gatherings after question and answer sessions for Sonya, and during a new sit-down in front of the cameras. Sonya's child, Sonya Massie, made them interested things to express as indicated by him upon the arrival of the occurrence. There had been another 911 call, and 2 officials appeared at their home on account of an occurrence, and he accepted that Sean was there too. The other thing, Malachi, you might need to tell him, is you think policing came there before that day? Okay, it was an episode that worked out prior to that day, and I conversed with 2 officials or whatever, and that's what I trust a similar official shot. My mother, I conversed with his accomplice first, then the subsequent official. That is the one that I figure is the one that did that. I conversed with them, and they let me know that because she was driving herself to the clinic, or, on the other hand, something she wasn't even at the hit at the point when this was continuing, yet she was driving herself to the clinic. They let me know that they planned to go there to help her, and afterward this occurred, and this has the web shook. If Sean appeared at the house before, it implies he had some awareness of Sonya's psychological well-being battles, but then he actually decided to be forceful. So is Sonya truly set up very much? Let me simply clear one thing up. This isn't whenever that thought first drifted around during a meeting with CBS Mornings. Sonya's father, James Wilburn, uncovered that he didn't even know his unfortunate young lady had been taken out by a cop. Specialists told him that a gatecrasher was behind the assault. Your unfortunate young lady had been taken out by a cop. Specialists told him that a gatecrasher was behind the assault. You realize I'm hearing that you are recounting clashing stories. What were you told? The fact that it was a makes this well mean never informed agent included shooting. We were mostly certain hopefully not by mistake, that she was killed by the interloper or some other individual from the road or something like that. What's more, they just went in there and found her dead body. I didn't figure out that the delegates killed her until my sibling requested Sonia's location, and I gave it to him. And he said, "Sibling, this says appointees included, and I'm as are what you discussing." Hell, there was even a story of Sonia doing this to herself in the end. It was the body cam film that exposed everything heart-wrenching thing that we've of all time found in our lives. However, in the event that it were not for the body cam film, we wouldn't have known that this happened. Sonia's father additionally discussed her little girl having some sort of thought regarding what was about to happen. She had shared with the official, "I censure you for the sake of Jesus," which appeared to set him off. "What is your take?" She met. "What does that intend? What was going on that you felt that he would say those words to him?" I feel that she dreaded for her life. There was some hunch that she had, and it appears as though he was only a messenger of Satan, and talking the body cam and film. Sean had turned off his body cam during the association. It was his accomplice's body cam film that wound up uncovering reality. So did Sean switch it off on the grounds that he had as of now arranged everything out. Was he attempting to conceal his tracks? Was it anything but an irregular, silly demonstration of violence, as we've been persuaded to think up until this point? Well, it looks like it, as indicated by the data that has become exposed. That far individual remarked, that is the reason he considered her an insane B-word. He definitely knew her from the other day. And assuming you feel that is an insane B-word, he definitely knew her from the other day. And assuming you feel that is a stretch, stand by till you learn about the secret association among Sonia and Sean's sweetheart. Sean's better half knew Sonia. That's right, you heard that right. That's what Sean's better half well-scratched life partner is, Isabel Butterfield. Clearly, she should trade promises with Grayson in October this year yet, and with the manner in which things turned, she'd be requiring that to be postponed in any case, concurring to individuals on the ground. She ran into Sonia at the emotional well-being treatment focus she used to go to and thought about who else had some work there. It was none other than Isabel Butterfield. I began doing some digging, and I understood you all said that. Sonia had on a clinic armband. I looked into the nearest place where she might have clinical consideration to her home, a 8-minute drive away, and think about what we wound up at Capital Local Area Wellbeing Center. And this is where the speculations begin coming in. You see, Sonia had her hospital emergency clinic wristband on when she died. Thus, a great deal of people imagine that before the episode, she was at the wellbeing place getting treated. However, something went down among Isabel and Sonia, which drove Sonia to rush home Mig. It at any point perhaps be that the police really at the particularly seen Grayson, who I'm talking about, really created the circumstance in the patio, and afterward they accepted the call, which is the reason she didn't have an opportunity to get garments on since. In such a case that I heard something in the carport, wouldn't you naturally get dressed and at least attempt to be arranged for good measure? They attempt to come in the house. A ton of people tend to assume that there's most certainly something Sue's about the circumstance. One individual remarked you may be onto something since he was not entirely settled to get into her home, and he had such a negative mentality towards her. When she opened the entryway, she said, "Try not to hurt me." In the meantime, someone else remarked, "For what reason was she on the telephone with 911 dispatch the entire time?" Till Grayson advised her to put the telephone down. Then she mentioned her book of scriptures. She realized he was there to hurt her present. Lie. It's all in the air, yet individuals feel like the specialists need to investigate the typical reaction time nearby, and afterward Ocean's reaction time upon the arrival of the occurrence. Yet in the event that incidentally, all of this was arranged, does that mean his accomplice was involved also? Anything that the case, it's just adding to the doubt around Sean Grayson, and one thing that had people raging was his obscure business history. You see, after Sean Grayson's name wound up in the title, a great deal of people were normally keen on uncovering every little thing about him, and you will have a hard time believing what they found. Obviously, at the point when Sean initially applied to be a police official, they didn't simply recruit him since they thought he'd be great at his work now. They recruited him since he had a reference from his sweetheart's dad. DSCF figured out how to get their hands on Grayson's staff records through the opportunity of data and the recipient assignment out. Alongside his crisis contact data part, grabbed individual's eye. He put down the name of his sweetheart And on the references for recruiting, he put down the name of her dad, otherwise known as his father by marriage, Scott Butterfield, who is a previous sheriff's delegate as per a Facebook post by the Sangin Region Sheriff's Office. Scott turned in his identification after 30 years of administration in 2020, yet it looks like his assertion actually conveys weight. Subscribe She Spice for more video.